Hey everybody, Fiber Spider back again with a little bit of this, that, and the other. Thank you for joining me today. I hope all of you are doing really well. I'm tired. Yes, I am pooped. I have been working like non-stop, round the clock, working on some new patterns. I'm very, very pleased. Lately, I've been on a fillet kick. Yes, I don't know. There's just something about filet that just seems to click with me. It makes sense, and the way you graph it out, and how, on the one hand, it's very simple because it's just double crochets and chain stitches, right? Well, you can make it as complex or as simple as you want, and I've been having a lot of fun designing some new things. So that's actually going to be part of my little sneak preview. I also have a little bit of happy mail as well. Yes, I'm trying to catch my breath. It's a lot going on, because it's not just me, doing the tutorials, but also working on writing out the patterns as well, because I found that writing out fillet patterns, again, it's something that just seems to click with me. And I'm, very, very appreciative and thankful to my testers that have been helping me out tremendously. And I'm also thankful to all of you that have helped, support me and my channel and everything with purchasing those patterns. So I really appreciate it, and I want to thank you very, very much. The patterns do not write themselves. It takes a long time to, get it out, get it ironed out, have it tested, and then do the filming and all that. It's a lot of work, but it's worth it because I love it, and I'm happy that I can be able to share it with you guys. So, anywho. So also, I've been dabbling with other things in the kitchen. I do have a couple of ideas for, videos for kitchen stuffs. Recently, I have discovered the wonderful world of rice paper wraps for making spring rolls. I don't know about you. I don't know what your experience has been like, if you've ever tried to make them. It looks sort of like a circular, really paper thin disc of rice paper, and you get it wet, and then you lay it down, and then you can put some fillings inside, and then you can roll it up like a little burrito. And in theory, it sounds really great, but I have not mastered something, or perhaps the taste is not what I thought it would be. I don't know. I'm totally open to, hearing from you as far as your experience. They are god awful. As much as I would love to do a video, oh my god. I had them once, and I felt sick for the rest of the night because I don't know if I overhydrated them or what, but the texture, it was like this alien membrane. It was stretchy and gummy, and it didn't have any taste. I mean, the contents had some taste, but the rice paper wrap itself, oh, it was like something out of a Ridley Scott movie where a face hugger was gonna pop out. It just, ugh, it was gross. Um, it was elastic and tasteless and stretchy. It was like a membrane of, ugh. Um, however, there are alternative things that I've been looking into on how to use those same rice paper wraps, because I bought a lot of them. I bought like 3 packages of them from Amazon, and there's a lot per package. And I gave one of the packages to my friend and coworker Ashley. Love you, Ashley. And I've been experimenting a bit. Apparently, you can cut them up and then fry them, and then when those suckers hit hot oil, it's like they undergo a transformation. They expand, they poof, they crackle, they become chips. Really, really happy about that. And I made some the other night, and they were good. They were a bit greasy because they're fried, but they were really tasty. And I just used some salt on there. They were pretty good. So I would like to experiment more with those. Um, and recently, I don't know if I mentioned this before, but I also recently discovered masa harina, which is sort of a instant corn flour type mix for making tortillas, corn tortillas. And I have been having a lot of fun making those as well. Um, Eons ago, I had gotten a tortilla press, and I was like, ooh, a new toy. And it does not work well if you're using all-purpose flour, because all-purpose flour has a lot of gluten in it, and it does not want to spread out. And it's like a rubber band. It's like, nope, we're going back in. We are retracting. And using a press just does not seem to work with tortillas that are made with all-purpose flour. The masa harina, however, does, and they are really tasty, and they're very, very easy to make. Tossing around ideas. Also been working on making different kinds of cookies and things. I've been having fun. In the kitchen, I've been having a lot of fun. Anywho, so again, enough of my yimmer yammering. One other yimmer yammer point. I've been continuing on with my Stephen King reading kick, and I recently finished Needful Things. It was really good. The ending, it was too Disney, in my opinion. It was like, oh, happily ever after. I was expecting a little bit more horror to it, but I mean, it was a good book. I liked it. I just thought it was too much of a happy ending. Eh, maybe I'm showing my age. And right now I am reading It. I have seen the original televised version with Tim Curry. Awesome sauce. It's a little watered down because it was made for TV. And then I saw part one of the remake, which I also thought was pretty good. They did not pull any punches with the special effects on that one. Really quite good. If you're afraid of clowns, don't watch it. Don't read it. But if you can appreciate the genre, yeah, go for it. I'm only like maybe a little over 100 pages in, really enjoying it. I read it, I want to say decades ago, and it took me an entire summer to get through it. It is like over 1,100 pages, so I got my work cut out for me. But anyway, what are you reading? Are you reading anything good? Do you like the horror genre? It's one of my favorites. Either horror, sci-fi, or dystopian type, post-apocalyptic types. Those are my favorites. Anywho, all right. With that being said, I have some happy mail here, so let's open it. All right, so first off, I have a card, and this is from Virginia in California. Always really delighted and pleased by Happy Mail, and I want to thank you guys. Whether it's a card or anything else, I love hearing from you. Live life joyously. Oh, happy little birds. Happy, happy. Ooh, there's a lot on here. Dearest Fiber Spider, hi. Just really wanted to send you a note. I've been crocheting kind of non-stop for the past like 6 years, but especially during the pandemic. I hear you. I mean, when we were in lockdown, I mean, I did not get up from this spot here for most of the day, every day during that, stint that we had during the lockdown. And, I was getting stiff. I was very, very sedentary. I'll be the first to say I was stitching, but I was very sedentary. I decided to pick it up at that time to get better at the limited knowledge that I had, since my grandmothers on both sides, each had taught me a few stitches when I was a young girl in the 1960s. Your videos are my absolute favorite. Thank you very much. I as I always say, I do what I can and I try to do the best that I can. And if you guys like it, hey, thank you. I try. Um, I love your patient and sweet way of teaching. You have a voice that is calming and clear. Thank you for being you and sharing yourself and your passion and talent. I plan on watching some of your cooking videos as well. Thanks again from Gina. I thought it was Virginia. Yeah, well, either or. Well, you are very welcome. Thank you very, very much. Um, you know, I just do what I do, and as far as my teaching style, um, I always talk about this because for me it is, I wouldn't say it's my Achilles heel, but it's something that I'm always mindful of. That on the one hand, I want to be thorough. I want to leave no stones unturned. I want to be thorough. I want to have a complete tutorial where things are understood. On the other hand, I don't want to be redundant. I don't want to overdo the thoroughness. It's this delicate balance that I'm always playing with. And I know that some of you really appreciate it. For those of you that don't, well, you can skip ahead. It's totally fine. And I know that you could always rewind and replay, but generally I like to do a repeat in there, sometimes more than one, because repetition, it's how a lot of us learn, and it's how a lot of us retain information through repetition. For me, when I'm at my job, if there's something that needs to be done that I haven't done in months, I don't remember how to do it. But if it's something that I do every day, multiple times a day, yeah, it's like old hat, right? Repetition. It's how I learn, and I imagine it's how a lot of you learn as well. So, kind of what I do. What do you think? Anywho, all right. So, I have another letter here. So let's see what's inside. And thank you, Virginia. I appreciate. All right, so this one is from South Dakota. I don't see a name on it yet. Let's see. Oh my. There is a lot on here. There is a lot on here. My goodness. Okay. Well, there's a lot on here. So I'm going to read this off camera. But, I want to thank you for writing. And this is from... Oh, the back also has a whole bunch. Okay, so apparently, I'm just like quickly glancing over this, and it is about going vegan. Okay. And there's a lot of exclamation points and a lot of underlines and so on and so forth. And it looks pretty visceral. To each their own, as far as, vegan or vegetarian or, whatever it is that you want to do with your diet, more power to you. Me, personally, I'm an omnivore. I also eat a lot of junk food. I don't think that could be construed as food, though. There was a time when I had read The Jungle by Upton Sinclair. This was, oh gosh, I want to say maybe 20 years ago I read the book, and it was about the meatpacking industry in Chicago, I believe, turn of the century, before the FDA was created, and it was horrific. And apparently, I think it was Roosevelt that read the book, and he was horrified because even though it was a novel, it was based on actual events, and he started the FDA because he was appalled. And yes, I became a vegetarian for a while, and then I fell out of that. But as far as what people decide to eat or not eat, you know what? More power to you. It's a matter of personal preference and choice. Me, there are certain things that I prefer over others, but generally I say you do you, boo. I'm not here to preach one way or the other or offend anybody, but whoever it is that wrote this letter, thank you. I'll read it, but I'm not going to read it on camera because it seems very intense. And also, it's not signed by anybody. I am going to take another quick look. No. I'm not seeing it as it being signed by anybody. So, thank you, Anonymous. But anywho, I have another package, and then we have our sneak peek. So, on we go. Okay, so on to a more cheerful subject. I got another package, and this is from Brenda, from Brenda's Knots and Loops. Thank you very much, Brenda. And recently, pardon the crackliness of the bag, recently, okay, I need scissors. I need scissors here. I'm sorry. Where's my box? There we go. Recently, Brenda had a sort of a Zoom party, which was a lot of fun, and we had some games. This was not online. This was offline, and I won a prize. It's some yarn, and so yes, I know what's in here, but I haven't seen it, and so I'm excited to see what is exactly inside. Oh. Oh. And wait, what else? Oh, and there's a card. I have to read the card first. It is a prerequisite. Can I get in here? Ooh. Okay. The yarn did this. I didn't do that. Thank you for all that you do. Your video tutorials are awesome, Brenda. Thank you. All right, so this is one of those pop-up dealy jams, I think. Yep. Can I get this to lock into place, maybe? The smushing of the yarn kind of did a number on this thing. Let's see if I can get this to lock into place, maybe. Like a little bouquet. It's pretty. Oh! I broke it! Oh! Okay. The glue just came undone. You get the idea. It's cute, though. I like it. Even if I am inept at putting things together sometimes. Thank you. And then we have ourselves a bag. In fact, this is a Brenda's Knots and Loops bag. If you haven't checked out her channel, do check out her channel. It's pretty. Nice, thank you. And then inside, we have ourselves some yarn. And this looks like another note. Let's see. Yes, it was because we were playing 20 questions, and the question that I got right was, what was the most popular sort of hashtagged requested type of item in general in the crochet world? And apparently amigurumi was one of the things, and I guessed it, which is funny because I literally like just did a video on how to make a little teddy bear. This guy is just so cute. And the yarn that Brenda sent, and there's a lot of it here, is this gorgeousness. It is an ice yarn. It is called Cakes Rainbow. You can see that right there. This is some gorgeous stuff. It's very, very soft. Oh, I gotta do the cheek test, right? Oh, yeah. Very, very nice. And what is this made out of? Let's see. It is 100% premium acrylic. It almost feels a little bit like a natural fiber, almost like a wool blend, but apparently it's not. So easy to care for then. It is 400 meters. And any other info on here? No? Okay, cool. But it is gorgeous. It makes me think of the fall, actually. Sort of cherry blossoms meet maple, if you will. It's really pretty. And there are a whole bunch in here. There's a whole pack right here. And then there's 4 more of these individual skeins. So I got 8 of these suckers. What am I going to make? You tell me. I don't know, but I am delighted. Now, are these all the same or are these different? Because I think these might be different. Bear with me now. Because, yeah, these are obviously the same. Now, maybe, possibly, sorry for the crinklies. See, this looks like it could be the same or it could be different because this part here, the sort of like a green part right there, could be this outer part here. So I think it is the same. It's just where it is on the skein, if you see what I'm talking about. That the middle part here is sort of like the outer and inner part here, etc., etc. I think that may be the case. And then I would have to like sort of fiddle and finagle like where to start and stop if I want to keep going with that same flow. At any rate, it's gorgeous. Thank you very, very much, Brenda. And I really appreciate your help and everybody who helps me out with testing my patterns. Brenda is one of my testers. So is Russ and Buddy and Rose Likes Crochet and Spring, the fiber enthusiast. You guys are awesome sauce. And there are a whole bunch of others as well. Russ, I imagine, is having a little bit of difficulty doing a lot of stitch work because he has a lot of kittens right now. One of which in particular, I want to give a shout out, Tiny Tim. I love Tiny Tim. He is the cutest little button of a kitten. If you haven't seen him, Russ on It's Raining Yarn, he did a video featuring Tiny Tim. He is just so cute. I can't stand it. If I could have a cat, it would be Tiny Tim. He's just so adorable. At any rate, oh, my goodness gracious me. I have so many things here. Thank you, Brenda. I really appreciate it. And it will come in handy, even though I have no idea what I'm going to do with it. Thank you. And just because I don't know what I'm going to do specifically with a yarn doesn't mean that it's not going to get used. It's just a matter of, biding my time and finding the right project for it. Now, for the sneak peek that I have been alluding to, I've been working on this and I wrote out the pattern and it will be coming out soon. This is the Filet Arches Shawl. I think I'm getting the name right. I wrote it. I should know. Da, 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 da. absolutely love how this came out. It is really quite simple. It has a decent repeat. Yes, you need to do X number of rows before you get into the repeat, and it is effective, and I love it. It starts actually from the bottom tip, and it works its way up, and I love its simplicity. I was actually inspired by the sort of Japanese wave motifs that you find on fabric and in their textile art, and I thought could make for an interesting shawl, you know? So, yeah, there you go. And I'll give it a little view once again. Absolutely love this. So this is going to be presumably the tutorial for this upcoming weekend, and the pattern will be available when I post it, and I'm really looking forward to it. I hope you guys like it. This also, by the way, this was done with, where is that ball band? I've been using a lot of this lately. It is the Burnett Baby Sport Yarn, and this shawl didn't even take a full skein. I still had a little bit left over of the skein, and it makes a nice sized shawl. So, at any rate, I digress. Anywho, there's a little sneak peek. All right, everybody, so that's going to conclude today's video. I want to thank you very, very much for joining me today, and I want to thank you as a whole in general for your support, whatever the form of it is, whether it's comments, likes, subscribes, super thanks, donations through PayPal. It all helps, and I want to thank you guys so much, very, very much, because without you, this channel would not be possible. And, you know, you guys really help me and inspire me to keep going and keep doing, you know, and forge ahead, and I appreciate it. So I want to thank you very, very much. So, you know what to do until next time, right? I want all of you to stay inspired, stay caffeinated, stay stitching, and please, stay safe. Take care of yourselves and each other, and I will see you in my next video. Bye for now, everybody, and have a great day.